Hello, welcome to another episode of eTraining Guides. Today we're going to be talking about SCCM 2006 upgrade and the requirements and what to expect and some of the new features that are coming out in 2006. So with the requirements, you'll need to have at least SCCM 1810 to 2002. So as long as you're at 1810 through 2002, you can go ahead and do the in-place upgrade. If you're not at 1810, you're going to need to upgrade to 1810, and then you can go ahead and upgrade to 2006. SQL version, you'll need to have at least 2012 Service Pack 4 to 2019 CU5. I'll link the SQL requirements in a link in the description so you can see all the other versions and the CU levels for those versions. So I'll put that in the description below. Windows 10 support for Windows 10 1709 to 2004. The 80K, the 80K version of 1903 and to 2004 is supported for this version of 2006, SCCM 2006. The operating system support is 2012 to 2019. There's no support for 2008, and you'll have support for the Windows 10. There wasn't any mention about Windows 7. There was mention of Windows 8.1, so I think that's still supported. And then you can still support Mac OS High Sierra to Catalina. There's no support for Big Sur yet, so I didn't see any. And I'll link the article from Microsoft and a link in the description about the OS support, the client support for that. And so with that, so what to expect with 2006? What's new? What are some of the new features? Endpoint analytics data collection is enabled by default. New boundary type for VPN. So instead of having to create a range, like an IP range subnet for VPN, there will be a new boundary type just for VPN clients. Management insight to optimize remote workers. An internet client can now use the CMG software update points. CM pivot improvements for a single device. So CM pivot, you can actually create a query for like a collection of machines, but now you can do that for a single device. I don't know why you would do that, but it's there for 2006. You can install upgrade client on a meter connection. So if a client is on a meter connection, you now can install the client or upgrade it on those devices. Improvement in managing device restarts. So those are just, there's a lot more, but I'll again link the description below the Microsoft article that talks about all of the new features. There's OS deployment new features. There's all kinds of stuff. I just wanted to highlight a few of them. So with that, let's get started with the upgrade. So I've got my config manager open, and I'm, I'm gonna log in. All right, so now if you happen to see the other two hotfixes for the 2002, there were some issues with 2002. You do not have to install the hotfix in order to install the 2006. The 2006 will include these hotfixes, so you can go straight to 2006 without any issues. So if you already had installed the 2002 hotfixes because you were having some issues related to that, that's okay, that's fine. But if you hadn't, for whatever reason, because you weren't experiencing any of those issues, you can go straight to 2006 without any issues. So now I have it ready to install. So I always like to do the prerequisite check just to make sure that all the prerequisites are there. And so now when you do the install, it does go through the prerequisite check anyways, but it's just a habit of mine. I just like to do that to make sure the SQL, there's no other issues that I foresee. So we're going to give that, now this will take some time, so we're going to let that go. You can also, if you want to monitor the progress, you can go to monitoring section, upgrade and servicing status, and you can see right here it's in the process of installing Config Manager 2006, and you can just click on show status and it'll just show you where it's at right now. And again, this will just take some time. And there's also a log file that you can look at as well, as I mentioned in my previous videos, where you can actually go check out the log files. And the log file that you want to look at so there's the CM prep week log, and you can monitor this log, and it goes through all the stuff there. There's also the other log file, and this is usually at the root of wherever you installed your config manager application. So there's the setup, and there's the prerequisite log, and then there's the other wizard log. So you can check, and then also the admin UI setup. is also at the root level of wherever you install Config Manager. Some people install on different drives, so just make sure you go to the root of that drive and you'll see the log files there, all related to the prerequisites, the setup, and the admin UI. So they're all right here. So that's where the log files are if you want to monitor it through the logs. Okay, so the prerequisites have completed, and I got a warning, and again, it's the same warning I get every time, which is related to the backlog of SQL change tracking. So I'm going to go ahead and resolve that. I did show how to resolve that in my other videos. You probably want to check that out. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I resolved my issue. When you get the warning, you go show status, and I go to my warning. It'll tell you what website to go to get the solution to the backlog tracking issue. So when you go to the website, it'll tell you that you need to connect to your database using the administrator connection, and then you run this query here, and it'll tell you how many CT days old you have. Now mine was at 20, so I ran this command, which is, I have it saved on my desktop, this command, which starts the cleanup process, this right here. And so after running that, it could take up to a few minutes to a few hours, depending on the size of your database. So I ran that, and so now and then I ran this again, and now it's at 4 days, so which is the default is 5. So as long as it's 5 or below, I'm good. So I'm gonna go ahead and close out this, and now I'm gonna start the install, because now that prerequisite's done. Now I'm just gonna do install update pack, because it's obviously going to redo the prerequisite check, but this time it'll pass. All right, I'm going to ignore that because I already know that I fixed it. Let's see. Now here's where you can add some features, additional features that you would like to install at this time. I usually like to install the default first, and I can always come back in later and add more features later on. So I'm going to do the default, or whatever I have checked. And then, there you go. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade without validating. I'm going to accept the terms. And then it's going to start the wizard. Now this upgrade does require a client upgrade. So again, I'm going to go ahead and, so again, it's checking prerequisites. It can go through that whole process again, and it's not going to find any warnings because I fixed that. It was the only warning I had, and it's going to go through the install. After the prerequisites are done, it's going to start installing the pack. I'm going to go back to monitoring and see where it's at. Oh, it's installed. It just finished. Okay, so now it's going to upgrade the console. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Once the console has finished installing or upgrading, it will automatically load the console. And we're going to go ahead and check that. And you can see it's at version 2006. Now at this point, you want to upgrade all your other consoles if you have installed on your jump boxes or whatever, what have you. I would just go ahead and upgrade your console. And then the next thing you want to do is upgrade your boot image. Oops. Now I've already, in the previous upgrade, 2002, I upgraded my 80K to 2004. So if you have 80K 1903 or 2004, you don't need to upgrade that or replace that. If you're at an earlier version, I would suggest upgrading your 80K. And I did upgrade my 80K in the last video, so you want to see how that is done, go ahead and watch the other video. Again, you just do the uninstall of the 80K and then you install the new version of the 80K. So that part's already done, but I do need to upgrade my boot image, so I'm going to do that now. Here it is, boot images. All right, there it is. Okay, so we are going to upgrade distribution points. That's all we have to do. We're going to do 6.4. We can do that. This is the current version I have right now, which is the 2004 version. So we can go ahead and do that. Right now, this is the version, which is the same version. We don't have to reload it, but it's just a good idea to do that. And it's going to upgrade the image, the client version, to this. So go ahead and do that. And it's going to, you want to do that to all your boot images, whether if you have a custom WinP boot image or a customized boot image, you want to upgrade your boot images. So that part takes a little bit of time. As you can see, it's in the process of upgrading the boot image, the 64-bit version. Doing the same thing now with the 86 version. The 64-bit is complete. And as you can see, it's done. So now what I like to do is go to the monitoring section and check out the content status. And just make sure, okay, 100%, 100%. Good, it's now done. So at this point, you'll probably want to test your imaging process. Make sure you can image and boot up to, if you're using Pixie or if you're using ISO, whatever you're using, and test out your image. And then you'll probably want to go to your task sequences if you have any post task sequences to install the agent. So you want to upgrade that. And then add the agent, the new agent to the task sequence. So you'll want to do that. At some point, depending on how you have the policy set up, will automatically go out and start to reinstall the new version of the client. So if you go to administration, we're going to go here. Oh, no. Go to hierarchy settings, and you go to client upgrade. Now, the client version will be 9012.1020. So upgrade all clients in the hierarchy. So now some environments may don't upgrade servers automatically. So, and again, I set it to 2 days. Most environments will have it set to 7 to 14 days, depending how big your environment is. So based on this, in the next couple of days, my agent will be upgraded automatically. Again, this is a live environment, so I don't really care if I'm going to upgrade everything. To new environment. Some people like to do pre-production collection and, test the agent out on a few machines. So it's up to you how you want to do that. So again, the next part is getting the new clients out there. And again, that'll take some time. And so you can see, so that's what it's doing right now. And that's basically it. So I'll put all the links in the description and the comment section below on the articles that you need for the SQL version, the client OS that's supported, and all of the new features that comes with the 2006. Now I'm going to do some additional videos about some of those features like I did with 1910. So stay tuned for that. Again, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing, so it's going to be a lot more content around 2006 in regards to some of these features. And again, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.